Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Derri and this is Dr. Derri's Diary, and welcome back to another video of Debt Free with Derri. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, following me on Instagram, and while you're at it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. So y'all, since the last time I made a budgeting video for the end of February, a lot has changed. Like, life as we know it has really literally changed, which is so crazy to me. Since the last video, the coronavirus has really spread a lot. People are out of work, people are being quarantined, people are staying home. It's just been a lot going on. People are losing their jobs, people are not working, so it's really been crazy. So today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about March budget and the March debt snowball update, and then at the end of the video I'm gonna go over some coronavirus things. I'm gonna talk about how coronavirus blew our budget. I'm gonna be talking about how coronavirus will affect our budget in the future, and some things we're doing to adjust our budget for the coronavirus. I will make a separate video for April and talking about how the coronavirus will affect our April budget, but for this video I just want to keep it about March and keep it about some coronavirus tips and things like that, which I will do at the end of the video. That way you get to see the budget stuff in the beginning. So let's go ahead and get into March's budget recap and the March debt snowball update. Alrighty guys, so this is our March budget. So some things that have changed. So the mortgage, when you pay it online, they add a fee. So the mortgage was actually $1,014.02. So that's not really that much of a change, just about $5 or so, probably like a processing fee that they charge. Let's see, the utilities actually ended up being $220.38. So again, we under budgeted for the utilities, but the March utility is really from like mostly February, and the puppies were still in the shed with the heat on in February, so that's why that's so high. The internet was the same. The water actually was $36, so the water was lower, so it kind of balances it out. And then we did pay the $235 for my husband's student loan, so everything was paid. Actually, I'm sorry, we paid the $2,000 for his student loan. So this was $2,000 that we pay in the first half of the month. Let's see. My life insurance did not come out, so I don't know. I'm wondering if they're doing my life insurance every 6 months like my car insurance is. So this was not paid because they didn't send me a bill for it, so I didn't have to pay that. Paid this. So for my student loan, instead of paying $500, I actually paid $700. And I will explain to you all why I did that in a minute when we get back to talking in person. But I did pay an extra $200 on my student loan this month. So that was paid. And then also my gym membership, instead of it being $18, it went down to $9 because of the coronavirus. So my gym memberships were paid. Hubby's, everything is pretty much the same except for his gym. His gym went down to $9 as well due to the coronavirus. And then we did pay the other $1235.11 at the second half of the month for his debt snowball. Okay, so when I added everything up, the amount that we paid actually this month towards expenses was $6,884.38. And then in reality, we paid the $3,000 towards my husband's student loan, and we paid $200 extra towards my student loan. So the amount that we spent towards the debt snowball of this $6,000 was $3,200. So if we do the $6,884.38 minus $3,200, our expenses are really, or were really, $3,684.38, and that it does not include the cash envelopes. All right, so let's go ahead and turn over to the debt snowball. All right, so we got March 2020. So we have my husband's student loan, which we are knocking that thing down really well. His student loan balance is $3,452.98. Then we have my student loan number 1, which is now at $20,122.62, which is not, you know, a big decrease. And then the interest on that student loan is $34.52. Then we have my husband's truck, and that balance is at $36,297.53. Then we have our land, which is at $48,344.07. Then we have my big whopping student loan number 2, which is at $316,842.05. And the interest on this one is $17,884.79. So a few things have changed this month, which is pretty good. We got this down to $3,452.98, and we're supposed to pay this off next month, but there will probably be most likely some changes. So let's go ahead and do the debt snowball goal. So our goals have slightly changed, and I'm just going to go ahead and talk about that next. So I won't even put anything on my goals right now because the goals have kind of switched up. Alrighty guys, so you just saw our overview of our debt for March and then our debt snowball update. So let's go ahead and talk about why I paid an extra $200 on my student loan. So in the month of March, like I said, the coronavirus hit very crazy, you know. It just hit, and then, you know, everything went crazy. So the good thing that came out of this coronavirus is that on March 13th, the president decided, or he decided like a week after March 13th, but it was instated as of March 13th, so he instated in the past that there will be a 0% interest rate on all federal student loans, which to me was a sigh of relief because my interest is very, very high. I think my interest adds about $1,200 per month to my student loans, which makes it very hard for me to get my student loans down to a reasonable amount. So being that the president decided to put a 0% interest rate on student loans, I went ahead and paid an extra $200 on my student loan just to keep my student loan at bay. My interest on my student loan, like you just saw in the little debt snowball thing, was $17,884.79. Before I paid that $200, it was at $18,000, and I was like, you know what, I'm trying to keep my interest under $18,000 right now, so that is why I paid the extra $200, and I got it to $17,848. Now last month my interest was at $17,814, so in essence my interest only raised by about $60 for that time period, which is awesome. So that is why our plans will be changing in the month of April. We probably won't be paying my husband's student loan off next month just because I need to take advantage of this 0% interest rate that is going on. From what I've been hearing, the interest rate will be 0% for about 2 months. So I'm assuming, since it started in the middle of March, I'm assuming it's going to be the full month of April and then maybe the full month of May. I'm not really sure. So we're gonna have to take advantage of that next month, and I will talk about that in my April video. So that is why I paid $200 on my student loan. Now, even though we paid extra on that and we were able to still make the debt snowball payment to my husband's student loan, we still blew the budget. The budget was completely blown. I didn't even list all that stuff on here because honestly, I don't even know where the money went. Okay, so first of all, my husband's job, my husband was listening to people at work. They were going to buy food on their lunch break during the, let me find my phone. Because I got to get a calendar out for you guys so I can know what the dates were. So during the week of March 9th through 13th, people were buying food. I guess they were hearing that the disease was coming, and it was coming really quickly. So my husband went out on his lunch break and bought hella food. So the grocery budget, we normally budget $200 every 2 weeks, which is $400 a month for groceries. I'm pretty sure we easily spent $700 to $800 on groceries this month, just because my husband bought hella food. They had buy one get one chicken at Kroger. He bought like 10 things of chicken. He bought chicken in a bag. He bought the thin sliced chicken. He bought shrimp. He bought Tostitos. He bought Hot Pockets. He bought so much stuff. So much stuff, in fact, that we also got a deep freezer. So the deep freezer was actually on sale at Sam's, and it was $150, and it's like a 5-foot deep freezer. So that was an extra $160-ish that we spent on that. Being that everything was starting to close down, I did go ahead and buy me a treadmill from Academy. I was gonna get a used one off of like Facebook Marketplace or something like that, but I decided I didn't want to get one that had the possibility of being raggedy. So I did go buy me a treadmill from Academy. It was $579 on sale, and with the tax and all that, it ended up being about $620. So I did buy me a treadmill. That blew budget. We bought a few more weights because, you know, the gyms are closing. I still need to work out at home. We bought a couple weights. What else did we buy? I don't know. We just spent money like crazy last month, and I know that's not the good thing to do, being that we're trying to do this debt snowball, but we really did. However, I did get my tax refund, my federal tax. I have not got my state tax back yet. I got my federal tax back. My federal tax, I don't get much back, people, like at all. So my federal taxes was like $1,200 or so, and so my husband had just told me to put that money into my savings account, and I would use that for competing. I ended up putting about $700 in my savings account, and I used $500 towards my treadmill and stuff like that. So I did have money to get the treadmill. I didn't like dip into our budget clearly, but we just bought crazy stuff. Like, and then my husband kept trying to go back to the store and buy more groceries. Yeah, he just kept trying to go back and forth to the store to buy more stuff. I was just like, babe, don't buy anything else. We're gonna be eating at home from now on if you continue to buy stuff. So budget blown in that aspect. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and get into the Corona tips or Corona section of this video. Dealing with cash envelopes. Melissa, y'all know Melissa, my pharmacy school best friend. She sent me a message and she was like, what are you doing about these cash envelopes? So I was like, Melissa, that's like a great question. So when she sent me that message, I had actually just got the cash out for our cash envelopes for the rest of the March month. So what I did was I split the money up into our envelopes, and then I took my money and put it into my separate bank account, and then he took his money and he put it into his separate bank account. So that is probably how we will be going about our cash envelopes for the next few months. It is harder to manage what you're spending your money on when it's all in one account, but being that I don't want to use cash that much and I don't want increased interaction with people, I don't want them touching my hands accidentally or anything like that, I will be still getting the cash out of our bank account, our joint account, and then I will take my half to my account, and then he can just take his half to his account. So that is what we will be doing with the cash envelopes. Right now, I definitely suggest using as less cash as possible, because for one, cash is already nasty anyway. That's one of the reasons why before I started doing this debt-free journey, I never carried cash. I just don't like cash at all, but for the purpose of debt-free journey, it does really help by using the cash. So cash is nasty. So during this time, I'm going to definitely limit the cash that I have. I might keep a $20 or 50 or 100 or something like that on me just for emergencies. But for the most part, I will be putting my cash into my checking account and just swiping my card. Also, I make sure I wipe my credit card off after I use it, just because you just never know these days, okay, people? You never know. Let's start off with talking about jobs. So a lot of people's jobs have been closing indefinitely. Gyms are closing, grooming salons are closing, such as nails, hair, things like that are closing. A lot of places are just closed right now, so people are out of jobs. Thankfully, I still have a job to go to. I am considered an essential employee, so I have not been at home. I have been working the whole month. My income will not be affected at this moment by the coronavirus. I don't plan on it affecting my income at all, honestly, because I still have to work. My husband, initially my husband's job was like, you know, they're not gonna work from home. Some people from the company might work from home, but my husband particularly, because he does IT, they won't work from home. However, by the 3rd week of March, they decided, okay, we're gonna try to get people working from home, and you all will be able to work from home as well. So yes, this past week was my husband's first week of working from home. Today is March 28th, by the way. So my husband started working from home on March 23rd. That was his first day working from home, and oh my gosh, such a big adjustment with him working from home. But anyways, so our income, we're still making money. He's still working, I'm still working. So our income has not been affected. However, there are many people that have been affected by the coronavirus. Speaking of that, there have been a lot of mortgage companies, landlord companies, loan companies, car companies that are allowing people to defer their payments. This means that instead of paying the monthly fee or monthly payment now, you can defer it for, I think most places are doing 2 months, and they will just add that on at the end of the term. So to make it simple, Candy actually said this on her little Instagram, but to make it simple, if it's due, if you're supposed to be done paying for something in December, they're just going to add 2 months onto it, and you'll be done paying it in February. So the thing is, should you defer? Should you defer? So I feel like if you have the money to pay your bills, pay your bills. I plan to still pay all of our bills. I don't plan to defer any of our loans or any of our payments, just because we're trying to get everything paid as quickly as possible anyway, and I just don't want to get any backlash at the end. I feel like it's all a catch, and I feel like most places are still accruing interest for those payments, so you're still gonna have to pay that interest anyways. And then, you know, I just don't want to get like, oh well, you didn't pay those 2 payments now, so here, pay 3 months worth of payments now. So I don't want to get into a bind later on down the road. So I feel like if you have the funds to do so, if your income was not affected, pay your bills like normal. Now you might not want to do debt snowball payments, which is perfectly fine for now, but at least pay your bills if you can. That is my advice. That is my own opinion. If you do not agree with that, that is perfectly fine with me, but I'm just saying, for my household, we will be paying our bills as normal. Second of all, let's see. People have been buying up, for one, I don't understand why people are buying up the toilet tissue. I don't know if these people didn't wipe their butts beforehand, but we have been getting hella questions at the pharmacy about, do we have any thermometers? Do we have masks? Do we have gloves, hand sanitizer, alcohol, aloe vera gel? And the answer to that is no. We're getting it in slowly. However, now that they have this senior hour at most stores, which is like 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., it gets gone fairly quickly. As soon as the stores open, this stuff is getting gone. Now, a lot of stores have set in place a set number of items that you can purchase. For instance, at Kroger, I know they're only allowing you to purchase 1 pack of toilet paper or 1 pack of ground beef, 1 cleaning, like 1 Lysol can or whatever like that. They're putting limits on these things so that other people can get them as well, because there are people out there that will just buy up everything and not leave anything. And the purpose of the senior hour is to allow older people to be able to shop without being trampled by everybody else. So my opinion on those items are gloves. I see people walking around the grocery store everywhere with gloves on. People, you're really defeating the purpose of wearing the gloves. The gloves are not serving any purpose because the coronavirus can it can be transmitted by those gloves. If you're touching stuff and you're constantly touching stuff with the gloves, all you're doing is spreading the germs. Gloves are supposed to be worn for a short amount of time and then taken off when you're going to go to a different area. So by you touching everything with gloves on, that is not preventing the spread of the disease. In all actuality, if you're wearing gloves and then you're touching everything in the grocery store, touching the buggy, touching the doors, touching this and that, and then you come home and you still have the gloves on, even if you go to your car, you're on the steering wheel with those same gloves on, you're spreading more germs. So that is very mind-blowing to me. Stop wearing the gloves in the stores because you're not doing any good. You're actually doing more harm than good. People don't understand that. Second of all, wearing masks. Face masks are mostly, they're supposed to be used for people that have the disease. That way they won't spread it to others through their respiratory drops. Or they should be used by caregivers, people that are caring for people that are sick or caring for people with the coronavirus. If you're a regular person, you have not been exposed, you're not in any area or anything, face masks don't serve that much of a purpose. Now, I do have a fabric face mask that someone sold for me. Unfortunately, at my job, I still have to give vaccines to people at this time, you know, which is still kind of scary to me that we have to give vaccines. But I do wear my mask when I am giving vaccines or when I'm in close proximity to somebody because, for one, I don't know where this person has been, and two, it keeps me from touching my face. I have noticed with this coronavirus situation going on that I touch my face a lot, like literally a lot, and the mask, it just helps me from not touching my face. If you're using a mask for that purpose, that is perfectly fine. I think that is awesome because I'm not gonna lie, I touch my face a lot, you know, I do. So the mask can definitely prevent that. Hand sanitizer is very, very low supply. I haven't even seen hand sanitizer in any of the stores that I worked at since like the end of February. So a lot of people have been buying up the alcohol to make their own hand sanitizer with aloe vera gel, which equals no alcohol and no aloe vera gel. So we don't have those either, people. So I understand, you know, everybody wants to have the hand sanitizer and things like that, but if you don't have hand sanitizer, soap and water works as well. It does. It works just as good as hand sanitizer. So if you have hand soap, use that. I know it's a pain to have to wash your hands more frequently. I wash my hands a lot anyway just because I'm at work and I mix drugs every now and then. So I do wash my hands a lot. So my hands are naturally dry because I wash my hands so much, and now they're even more dry because I'm washing my hands more frequently while I am at work. Alright, next on my list, staying at home and social distancing. People, stay at home. If your job is allowing you to stay at home for 2 weeks and you're getting paid, stay there. That would be nice. Stop the spread. People are so hard-headed. They just can't stay at home that they just have to go out. They just have to do something. Now, I understand you got to go to the grocery store or the pharmacy to get your medications. However, do so and take it to your home. Like, people are out and about and still gathering, which blows my mind because they act like they don't see the increased rates of this disease spreading. Mind-blowing to me. So my advice is, if you have a job that has sent you home for 2 to 3 weeks with pay, if you don't want to be at home, I would get a part-time job. So many jobs are hiring right now just for part-time people, just because they're trying to have enough people to stock. So if I was at home for 3 weeks and my job was paying me, I would get me a little part-time job just to pick up some extra shifts, to pick up extra money, because one, you don't know what the future holds. You can either pick up that extra money and put it in savings for future costs, or if you're doing a debt-free journey like myself, you can use that money to pay towards your debt snowball. So I think that is this is the perfect time to get a second job, people. If you're at home and you're actually still getting paid from your main job, you're making double income. Let's be smart about this, people. That's if you don't want to stay at home. 2, now, if I was not a central employee, I don't know, my job is kind of stressful, people. I need to stay at home for a week. After all this over, I need a week at home. I need a week at home with pay to get my mind together, because it has been so stressful working in a pharmacy at this time. Like, I'm not the type of person to show or express my stress. I actually keep it bottled up inside, and then like I just think about stuff all the time, constantly. When I'm off work, I think about it, and so that's really not good for me. And then if I work more than 3 shifts in a row, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in a row, if I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, by Thursday I'm probably gonna start to show frustration a lot easier. I'm gonna have a shorter patience with patients. My attitude gets a little bit worse as the week goes on, just because of how stressful everything is right now. Patients are, for one, trying to pick up medications they have not taken in 10 months, but now they all of a sudden need it because they don't want to die. I'm like, ma'am, you have not taken this since last July. Why is it an emergency now? It ain't. 2, people picked up, like, for instance, this lady picked up a 90-day supply in the beginning of March, and this past week she wanted to pick up another 90-day supply. Insurance is not allowing that, okay, people? You know, the pharmacies will not be closing. I can guarantee you all that at this moment. Now, the place that I work, they did just adjust their hours, so we will be closing at 8 starting on Monday. But for them, we won't be closing. Like, these companies, especially these pharmacies and grocery stores and stuff like that, they don't want to lose that money. And plus, people are sick, so we know they need their medications. So we do not plan to close. The only way I can see the pharmacy closing is if President Trump initiated something where the whole country had to shut down, which I don't see happening. But I don't know. But for now, the pharmacy will not be closing. So people, if you got one 90-day supply in the beginning of March, you don't need another one by the end of March, okay? You don't need 6 months worth of medication, because your medication get changed by then. Who knows? So we've had a lot of people trying to do that. My company has actually started to limit insulin and inhalers to 30-day supplies, because a lot of people have been trying to get like multiple 90-day supplies of insulin and multiple 90-day supplies of inhalers. And right now, being that the coronavirus is a respiratory type virus, you know, we need to make sure we have enough of these supplies to service our patients, because if you get a 90-day supply and then that drug goes on back order, 2 other people could have also got a 30-day supply to at least last until the back order is over. You might not understand what I'm talking about, because that's like pharmacy talk, but FYI, 30-day supplies of insulin and inhalers is what we're implementing right now, just to make sure we service enough patients. I would rather 3 patients be served with 30-day supplies than 1 patient getting a 90-day supply and these 2 patients possibly going into hyperglycemia because they didn't have insulin. Okay, so yeah, that's another thing. Let's see, patients working in the pharmacy. So these patients, they have been increasingly rude. They have been increasingly demanding. It is crazy, and that is one of the reasons why it's so stressful. For one, we're seeing an increase in prescriptions. You know, it's been crazy at the pharmacy doing hella prescriptions. And now the patients are so anxious and they're scared and going crazy that they're treating us worse. Some of them are. And it's really disheartening to me that people would treat pharmacies and pharmacists, pharmacy techs worse, because we're trying to help so many people. Everybody thinks their medication is more important than the next, and I get it. I understand. But if we tell you it's a 3-hour wait, it most likely is a 3-hour wait. And we've had a lot of people coming back in like 30 minutes like, is it ready? We told you. We told you it's going to be at least, you know, 2 to 3 hours. Like, this was 10 minutes ago. It's not that because we just want you to wait around. It's because the demand is so high. We have to service people, and we're trying to do it in first come, first serve. So it's really stressful right now working in a pharmacy. I'm not even going to lie. This March period ends today, March 28th, and then Sunday, tomorrow, we start a new 4-week period. So next week I'm working 10-hour shifts on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm off Thursday, and then I work a 12-hour shift on Friday. The scheduling team asked me if I could pick up a 12-hour shift on Thursday. Can who pick up a 12-hour shift on Thursday? Me? No ma'am, I cannot. I won't. Because if I work 10-hour shifts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then work a 12-hour on Thursday and a 12-hour on Friday, they might have to drag me about the pharmacy. You know what I'm saying? That's too much stress for me. I'm already working 42 hours next week, and you want to add 12 more to make it 54 hours? No, ma'am, that just won't work. I mean, that would be a great check, but no. I've actually already picked up one extra shift for the month of April, so one shift was good. It was good. I don't want to pick up any more. So I just didn't reply, because I mean, that I know myself, I would be more stressed. My temp would, you know, I would have an attitude. I would be less patient with patients, you know. I just wouldn't be putting up with the bull junk. So pray for your healthcare workers. I give a shout out to my emergency room doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, anybody that works in a healthcare facility, the janitors, the cleaners, everybody in the grocery stores, the stockers, for dealing with this, because this is a crazy time, you know. Especially, I used to work in the emergency room myself, so the emergency room has a special place in my heart, and I used to be a scribe in the emergency room. So I just give a shout out to all those emergency room doctors, nurses, people that clean up everything, because it's crazy. Like, at this time, if I had worked in the emergency room, I probably would quit, just because the emergency room was full of people with COVID-19. So just pray for us, y'all. I'm hoping that this ends soon. I don't know. I'm just really over it. I just know after all this is over, the people that are considered essential, we need a quarantine. And all y'all people that ain't essential, y'all need to work for a few weeks and let us chill. Okay? But anyways, I think this video is probably hella long, and it's just March. That's all I have for now. If you want to know more about the coronavirus, you can go to coronavirus.gov, and that is the CDC website. They will give you all the information you need to know about coronavirus symptoms, which include mostly fever, cough, and shortness of breath. So if you're having those symptoms, definitely get checked out. If you're having those symptoms, definitely stay away from people. And yeah, I'm hoping that if you do get the virus, that you recover from it. I'm praying for this country. I'm praying for the world, actually, because this is a worldwide pandemic, and I'm hoping that this doesn't last long. But my husband was saying the other day, life as we know it probably will never be the same, just based off of this. And I actually agree with that. So all we can do now is just pray that we don't become infected with it, that we stay safe. Wash your hands, people, and just stay home if you can. Okay, stay home, please. Stay home. Until next time, guys, I will see you later. If you have any questions about coronavirus, any questions about the pharmacy and coronavirus, anything like that, make sure you leave it down below. I will get back with you all. I am about to go ahead and film my April budget video, so I will have the same clothes on. So don't be trying to judge me. I'm making the video right now. So yeah, I will see you all in the April video. Talk to you in a minute.